I thought I was talking and maybe I wasn't. That would suck. I just lost 5 minutes worth of stuff if I lost it. The Equal Money System.org. How Equal Money System, it's already here, but that doesn't work as per se. Humans have a need to compete. Coral Reef's been competing for a place that was good for a long time. I'm hoping I'm not repeating myself, but I'm not sure whether or not it listened or not. So, in the game of Monopoly and in the game of life, you're trying to defeat someone and make them poor. And in life itself, those who become rich have figured out how to utilize the poor to get things done. Our bodies have numerous cells that do all kinds of things, and none of them can do what the other does, but everybody gets enough as long as everything's functioning the way it should. When those who can compete to rule and they don't see any other way, then this is how it is. And nature does it too. I mean, you know, when things are great, you make a lot of it, and then when things suck, a lot of things die, and only the strong survive. Humans have figured out a way around that pretty well, but with a global system, it's, especially in America, after World War II, we were the only ones that were capable in the civilized world of producing anything, so we had a really high standard of living. But then they started competing and saying, how can we get labor for less so we can make more money selling stuff and still pay less to those who are making it? They won't be able to buy my stuff, but somebody will. Yeah, it's just a lot of, it's really complicated. You gotta pardon me, I'm gonna have a drink here. Wrong tube. But in order to get a balance, especially when you're dealing with a global economy, I think, it's sad to say, but probably there has to be a lot of crashes. And those who have control of certain things like mobsters and even local gangs, if this is my territory, this is my turf, don't touch it, I'll kill you. But how do you make things better without taking them on and driving them out? If, you know, they say the only way to get an education is to pay for it. It's the only way you can prove you have an education. I could never pay for nothing. It doesn't mean I don't know nothing. I'm pretty good at what I do. I would never be able to be an expert at being a stomach or a pancreas. You know, there's a lot of people who are really, really good at manufacturing certain things, and yet that's really good, by the way. But they can't be experts at everything, and that, again, that's really good. What I'm thinking is, again, there has to be crashes, but people gotta. Well, they gotta compete. They have to. They don't really feel they have a choice, and they really don't. But when the people themselves can get a handle on, and it's going to take a while, when they can get a handle on procreation with making more babies, and taking out the parasites, that's very difficult because they're very entrenched. parasites really have enough power to like bullies. You know, when you actually can face them down, they cry and go away. But you know, a lot of individuals die in the process. Hmm. It's really difficult because, again, like I was saying about the ownership thing, I own this stuff, these people, this land, this whatever. You want it, you go ahead and take it. And that's difficult. That's why wars are fought. When a new idea comes along and it's better than the last one, it doesn't just say, "Hi, I'm here, love me." You know, it doesn't work that way. But the total effort of learning what goes on and why is totally necessary. Leonardo da Vinci, the man who wanted to know everything, he did his best in his lifetime. He probably knew more in his lifetime than most people before him, because he wanted to know. And I don't think he could have taught him that. Anybody could have taught him, because he was studying stuff that nobody cared about. It just wasn't part of life. Mainly what life is about is get born, survive, turn into a teenager, hormones drive you crazy, you got to do that. Some people had other ideas that they had to pursue, and that's how we got here. We would still be in villages if people didn't have bigger ideas than that. Excuse me. It's been tried before. You know, I love to do it myself, but I'm getting old. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know these videos stick around. Whoever might watch them, whenever, because they're forever. As long as people have the internet, you know, my videos will be there, and many others. The trying a new society without separating from the whole, saying here we value work, we value management, we value new ideas, we value leadership, and everybody gets enough, and nobody makes too many. People don't like being told you can, and China is doing that. You can only have one baby because we were so successful at being peaceful, we made too many. Yeah, it's a fact. So there had to be some sort of agreement with the people as to what's needed. Yeah, right. But the body does that. I mean, the body, unless you got cancer or some other disease, the body only makes what it needs. And you can't have one person telling you that, because that power gets abused very quickly. For those that think long term, if worse comes to worse and we don't get it together, I think we will. But if we don't, planet Earth is not eternal. You know, our solar system isn't eternal. We're definitely not. But I mean, you know, as a species, if we don't get it together, you know, that's the end of that. I believe we will. I had a friend, not a friend, a customer used to come in to the store when I was a convenience store clerk. Boy, I didn't pay very much. You're in charge of the store, and we'll crucify you. We'll do everything to you if you steal, but we ain't paying you much. But he came in 2 months after disappearing. I seen him every day for like 6 months, and then he disappeared. And I was, where the hell did he go? And he shows back up, and he told me he was abducted by aliens. He made sure nobody else was around. He said, they're going to think I'm nuts. You're just nuts enough to listen to me. Yeah. But there was, the Greys were there. They were the workers. And the supreme leader in that spaceship was a praying mantis. And it's told him, you know, you're just not worthy. I don't have use for you, so I'm sending you back. By the way, there's a song going to come out in about 2 months. He was in the hospital for 2 months. And when you hear it, turn it off. If you listen to it, I don't know, it wasn't 2 months because he was in the hospital for 2 months. But anyway, so they told him, if you hear this, turn it off because it'll set off a chain reaction in your body and it's going to kill you. And he said he had to hear it because he heard it there. And then he went to the hospital, and the hospital was like, I don't know how the hell you live, but you did. We don't know what went wrong with you, but you know, somehow you managed to survive. He said, ain't nobody gonna believe me but you. So, it's a story. But again, the equal money system is having all humanity in agreement as to how to live in peace with each other and utilize everybody's talent wisely. That hasn't happened. When that does, there will be some sort of peace. And then something else comes and beat you up. You have to grow some more. And it's not a bad thing, it's just how we grow. You know? Just my thoughts.